Who let the dogs out? 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 Who let the dogs out?
Hey everyone, Pup Twigs here, Orlando, Florida, on another edition of Unleashed. And joining me from Central Northern California is Pup Chaos. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. Doing very
Awesome.
well.
Glad to hear you're doing good. So I always just dig right into the first question and stuff. So I like to find out the inspiration behind your pup name, Chaos.
So, growing up, I was the I grew up in a very religious background,
Okay.
and my mother was very how do you say, closed-minded when it came to looking at her child as needing alternative you know, input sources, like maybe he needs medication to calm down or things like that. She was in her
Hmm.
mind, I have to sit down and pay attention. Um, so everywhere I went, whether it was school or the religious meetings or friends, uh, chaos seemed to follow.
Okay.
And as an adult, when I started performing in a form of gender fluid drag, I needed something that matched my chaotic performing style, and chaos just kind of landed in my lap. It was inspired from the Heath Ledger Joker mixed with the way the Addams family names their people, like Wednesday and Pugsley and Fester and
Yes.
Dementia, Chaos Escape, like one of those. And I figured I was like, I matched that aesthetic. So it just when it came to transferring over to like, well, how do I leave drag behind and you know, take on this pup persona when they're so closely related. I said, I'm not going to change the name, maybe the last name, but
Yeah.
Pup Chaos and Chaos the Devil are both, one and the same.
Well, I like it. I like it. Also, like to find a little bit history about your pup hood itself. I know you've got the lights going on there, so I can't really distinguish the colors in your hood. But tell us what colors they are and if they stand any significance.
Uh, so you can,
Oh yeah.
my hood is actually stoned with blue Swarovski rhinestones, and the my philosophy and belief behind the hood is very much like that of the Mandalorian. Like
Okay.
I wear my hood in public. Like it is very being a pup is very much part of my lifestyle. Like I am a pup, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Um, so like I have a hood for 2 weeks straight. I could wear a different one, and they're all mistress. So when it came to getting the custom one, I wanted to take it above and beyond. So this is my the one that I like to wear in the sunlight at the pup moshes because it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna catch all the sun. It's a little dirty at the moment, but
Now, did you stone it yourself?
I did.
You did. How easy is it to clean being stoned?
So if you use the correct adhesive, which I use liquid stitch,
Uh-huh.
and I use a specific rhinestoning pen tool that allows me to stick the stones in and allow them to sit. It's just the same as if you were to wash your hood right
Well,
now.
okay.
Dawn dish soap, cold water, hang air dry.
Okay.
The glue kind of looks a little reactive when it gets wet, but it turns white, but it goes back to being clear.
Back to okay, awesome, awesome.
I think
Well,
I've lost like maybe one or two stones in the 2 years that I've had it stoned. I just
hmm
haven't replaced them. None off the muzzle though.
Well, how long have you now been a pup?
Do we have a sundial or an abacus? Um, I would be considered old core, I guess.
Okay.
Probably, I would, my birth of being a pup was right at that intersection where the old core were not so interested in enforcing their way, and then the new generation of pups were being born.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Hmm.
Um, so St. Patrick's Day 2011 was the official day I donned a collar and called myself a pup.
Okay. So many years for being for a pup. So
I'm an old dog now.
nothing wrong with that.
Oh, no, not at all.
So in all of those years that you have been some form of this community, what
Hmm.
have you found has been the easiest part of being in our community?
The easiest part. Um, hmm. Well, it's a difficult question to answer. Only I like to say, like it doesn't cost anything to be nice, you know.
Yes.
Um, the easy, I guess the easiest part is to be able to look at every situation with that carefree, happy-go-lucky, non-judgmental viewpoint, and be able to cast off that worrisome that the world tries to put upon us in, in our real lives every day. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So being able to go into whatever community situation and just be like, hey, I'm here, you know, and just, make myself useful or, available has been very easy to do.
Okay. Well, just the opposite of that, what have you found over the years of being in the community has been more difficult?
Ooh, here's where I hear a lot of pups at home starting to bark at their screens. Um, I can use whatever kind of language I wish. That's okay.
Keep it all rated if we could. Yeah.
Okay. Um, we are no different than this being the mid 90s and the twinks saying that if you're fat, you can't come in the nightclub and you're not cute. We have become cliquish. We have
Mm.
become offstandish. We have become. There was once upon a time where you didn't throw on a pup hood or a collar and call yourself a pup. You had to be invited
Hmm.
by, a master or a sir. He invited you to be his boy or be his pup, and he collared you, and that's how you earned your title and your ranking of being a pup. And it was a very proud thing to live up to. Pups walked around with their chest out because they were living to don their collar and show their collar off, and
Yes.
that meant to be a pup. And somewhere along that line, when everything became, hey, all inclusive, everyone can join, and there's no, criteria to be, be in this. That standard of what it means to be a pup got lost, and then people who wanted to be a part of something so they could seclude other people
Yeah.
became great in number. I have found that there has been more rejection from my own community than inclusiveness, and people have a tendency to not, how do I say, they there's one thing from, hearing things about people and then seeing those things happen and being like, oh, that person's like that, versus people come barking their mouths and everyone takes that for word and then
Yes.
just shuns people. And
Yeah.
that would probably be the hardest part of the community that I've faced.
Okay. And I see that even here at times. So yeah, you're exactly right.
There
Well,
there I have to say Seattle was probably one of the, and this is pre-pandemic, and like at the time, I believe they had the largest pup community by far, was probably the most welcoming and all-inclusive, like, pup scene I had ever been to, ever.
yeah.
Like literally, like the day before I went to my first mosh ever, I was literally about to just hang it up. But there was a pup that was at the bar the night before. I was like, just come, and just come to the mosh. And I was like, okay, I'll come. And like it was either do the pup mosh 101 class or just, jump right into the pen. And I was like, I'm just gonna jump right into the pen. And I was very glad that I did because like Seattle saved me from hanging it up.
Hmm. Well, what advice would you give someone that is on the outside looking in now, thinking that may want to join the community? What advice would you give them?
So, there's that saying, you don't need a hood to be a pup.
Yes,
That's very true. You don't need a hood to be a pup. In fact, what a lot of people don't realize is that these hoods aren't for us. They are for everyone who isn't a pup to see what we are trying to identify and express as.
yes,
Being a pup is very much a mental mindset headspace. So if you're looking to be a pup or join the pup community, literally look at yourself and say, do I know this sounds bad, but do I have what it takes? Am I really a pup? Do you walk around, do you bark and arf and, wag when you're, standing idle and have mannerisms and feel, do you turn around in your bed before you lay down and, standard pup, mannerisms and expressions and feelings.
yeah.
Like, I can't tell you how many times like people say things to me on a daily basis and I'm just like, arf. Like it's become so second nature that people don't even question anymore. Even I do it to strangers all the time, and I have to check myself. I'm like, there'll be a hot straight guy, and he'll say something and be like, woof. And he'll look at me like, we're
Yeah.
in the back of the bathroom and I'm on my knees. No, never mind. Sorry.
Oh man. Well, and this question doesn't really have to do with being a pup, but I always like to find out where people like to go. So if money were no object for you and you could travel any destination in the world, what's going to be at the top of your bucket list?
I'm a simple puppy. I don't like to fly. But I do have a lot of friends and had a lot of great times and memories. So Palm Springs would be
Oh
my
yeah.
desk.
Yeah.
Palm
I
Springs.
could definitely go for that as well.
CCBC is
So
the place to be.
so where you lived, what does the community look like in relation to pups?
Uh, uh, it. I think it goes back to one of the questions I answered. It looks very cliquish.
Okay.
I Now don't get me wrong. I have a pup that lives with me. Who's my beta pup. He's a very good boy, and we do our own thing, and we try to go to the moshes here and there. Um, but the pup community here is very, especially in the valley, it's very isolated in,
Okay.
cliques.
Yeah.
And it needs more uh and then on top of that, you have your other sub gay communities that like look at pups weird, and then you have your straight community that looks at us all like we're all furries, and that's not the case.
Yep. Yep.
um I'm like, I am not a furry. I have body hair, but
Right.
do I look like a mascot for sports team?
Yeah.
No. So like I feel like the community out here would look stronger if we had a more centralized place that wasn't San Francisco to go,
Okay. All right. I get you. Well,
which we're working on that. A very old core friend of mine, he I know I'm getting a little off topic here. He years ago in the East Bay, he and his partner, which was his sir, and another pup and his sir, they all lived in one house and they dawned at the Puppy Palace. It was a compound where they had events and all kinds of things, their personal home. And
hmm.
I'm looking to restore that same
Oh,
effect sometime.
nice.
So we're working on getting the capital to do so.
Awesome. Well, that's awesome. Well, if other pups wanted to reach out to you, how is the best way of them getting in touch with you?
Uh, Smoke signals work. Um, carrier kittens also work.
Carrier pigeons, okay.
We do not eat them. We just cuddle them until they. Facebook also works. I have a Twitter. Mind you, if you go to my Twitter, it's going to be a lot of porn because it's a trap. Uh, yeah, so Facebook, I have a phone number. I'm very old school, simple.
Okay, all right. Well, any last words from you before we jump off of here?
Uh, stay true, stay wild. Arf.
Awesome. Well, listen, it was awesome to get to talk to you, and I love your room and your setup and your hood and everything about it. So, but I know this won't be our last time to talk.
No, no, no.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Arf.